Hello, my name is Paul Larson. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Bertha 5, Illinois, Region 26, covering Fulton, Hancock, McDonough, and Schuyler Counties. Thank you for watching Region 26 Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recorded session will provide an overview of findings from the Bertha 5, Illinois, Region 26 Needs Assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you'd like to turn on closed captioning, click on the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on the captions. If you want language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, and auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want.
In 2021, the Illinois Commission of Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for family and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversations funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care.
To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all to align with existing Illinois State Board of Education Regional Office of Education boundaries, but operate independently. Bertha 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering, interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 26 is located in west central part of the state, bordering Missouri and Iowa, and includes Fulton, Hancock, McDonough, and Schuyler counties. It is the traditional home of the Potawatomi, Osage, Miami, Kasaki, Sauk, Fox, Kickapoo, and Peoria tribes. It is mostly a rural area with small towns filling the landscape between farms and fields. Agriculture is the region's biggest industry, with the largest exports being grain, cattle, pork, and poultry. Joining me in the office 26 is Shannon McKee, our family community engagement specialist, and our administrative support, Lacey McGraw.
Experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experience in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to Five Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care, and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high-quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois.
We envision that our work will help all stakeholders imagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision-making in Illinois.
We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts a child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high-quality services for minority children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to 5 Illinois will use community-driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure new and/or expanded services are created to meet community needs.
Two crucial parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on qualitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agency, or INCRA. To help contextualize the data at the local level, the councils meet twice a month in virtually, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents and caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more. And we prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 26 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Tori Buckert, Nauvoo; Carla Ford, Industry; Andrea Garnett, Canton; Orinda Gillum, Warsaw; Claire Happel-Ash, Macomb; Ronicia Masinga, Rushville; Casey Morgan, Rushville; Kelly Nelson, Macomb; and Alyssa Ray, Lewiston.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each action council reserved 2 seats for parents and caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every discussion. Action council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency or organization to complement data from IECAM and INC-CRRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to our Region 26 Action Council members: Christy Ackman, preschool teacher, SID 5 Pre-K Center; Elizabeth Adler, Center-Based Education Coordinator, PACT Head Start; Mark Baxter, Early Childhood Special Education Professional and Development Specialist, StarNet; Cara Erude, Early Childhood Mental Health Consultant, Chaddock; Micah Garnett, pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church, Canton; Amy G., Library Director, Carthage Public Library; Angela Hale, Preschool for All Grant Administrator, Cadence Academy Preschool; Tricia Hecox, owner, Little Farmers Daycare, ELC, Farmington; Michael Inman, Mayor, City of Macomb; Josh Pickle, Canton Learning Collaborative; Angela Vera, Center Assistant, PACT WIU Macomb Center; and Sharon Waring, Training Coordinator, West Central Child Care Connections.
Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all the council members were invited to provide input on each section of their early childhood regional needs assessment. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with their support of the Action and Family Council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to show their report findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights to the early childhood education and care landscape in our region.
Region 26 is mostly white, but each county has a percentage of racial diversity ranging from 1 to 6% that identifies 2 or more races or Hispanic or Latino. Most of the region under the age of 5 is white, non-Hispanic 90%, which is 3,388. With the rest of the population self-identifying as 2 or more races, 4.44%, which is 165. Black non-Hispanic, 2.36%, which is 88. Hispanic, 1.79, which is 67. Other non-Hispanic, 0.51, which is 19. Asian, non-Hispanic, 0.19, which is 7. McDonough and Schuyler Counties have the highest racial diversity, with pockets of Black, African, and Hispanic or Latino community members and neighbors identifying as 2 or more races. Among the 4 counties, the average commute to work time is 26 minutes. However, many workers travel over an hour to bordering counties to states like Iowa and Missouri. In addition to the long commute times, a significant portion of the population works night shifts, split shifts, and weekend shifts. Part of the conversation with council members were around priority populations, defined by the Early Learning Council as groups that had been historically underserved by the early childhood education and care programs. In Region 26, the priority populations include children living in families in poverty or deep poverty, children experiencing homelessness, children with welfare involvement, children being raised by a relative. While the data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things of note about Region 26. According to the 2020 census, half the children ages birth to 5 lived at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. The Southeastern Community School District has one of the highest concentrations of families experiencing poverty. Nearly 40% of elementary-age students, kindergarten through 4th grade, in the district live at or below the 100% federal poverty level. In Astoria, Canton, and Lewiston school districts, families have a median household income of less than $50,000 per year. Around 20% of the students in these 3 school districts live at or below 100% of the federal poverty level. Nearly 7%, which is 272, of all children throughout the region have been identified as experiencing homelessness. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, focus groups, which is included in our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment report. Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. The collaboration utilizes the Integral Referral and Intake System, also known as IRIS, to refer families to need services and connect them to organizations that provide resources to families looking for support. The program allows partners to enter information about families and generate a list of what services, resources, and support they qualify for, and what would be best once the referral has been made. To date, in June, there have been over 20 agencies signed up to be a part of IRIS. Having a well-developed collaboration has shown positive outcomes for children in the region. The STARS collaboration has applied for and received grants and both community and state level support to achieve their goals, which include equitable access to early childhood education and care programs, and an innovative program model that provides comprehensive services to families in identifying the support team grantees. More information on the local collaboration and the work they're doing can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Region 26 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all servicing children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all the region's families. Waitlists at child care centers and the availability of child care in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. As one community member stated, sometimes waitlists at daycares are years long. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents and other family members to provide child care for their children. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available child care and cited costs of care as the reason why they have not used it. There is a program that families can apply through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited access to financial resources and access to quality, affordable child care while allowing caregivers to continue working or completing their education. All families are required to cost share on a sliding scale based on family size and income. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which is lengthy and can be difficult to complete. There are publicly funded preschool options available in the region, such as Early Head Start, Preschool for All, and the Preschool for All expansion programs. However, not all programs are full day. nor do all provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll them in a publicly funded program. Additionally, there are not enough spots for families to enroll their child in care across the programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare. Through community meetings, focus groups, and interviews and surveys, families in the region reiterated the urgent need for more affordable child care and preschool options, staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in early childhood long term. Similar to other areas in the state, Region 26 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Staff turnover is a big contributor to the workforce shortage, and it remains a concern among community members in Region 26. There are many short-term caregivers who are interning to receive a degree or working long enough to gain experience and then leaving child care centers for better financial opportunities. One community member noted that they have seen some turnover in child care staff at the child care where the children attend, but the turnover is mostly from students working at the child care center until they can obtain their college degree, and others using the position as a temporary stopgap until they can move on to another job. Many community members report that pay and salaries are a factor when considering staff turnover. The pay is low, and it's not a long-term option for many trying to support a family. Low pay, combined with the demands of the position and long hours, have left many burnt out and not willing to come back to the field. As a result, the workforce shortage in Region 26 has limited options of programs and resources for children ages birth to 5. Community and council members identified several strengths to the early childhood system in the region. For the sake of time, I'll only share a few. The region has some good support system and education opportunities for parents in place. Agencies of business work together to help the community. New collaborations have been created, such as the ROE 26 IRIS collaboration, and libraries are an asset to families in the Region 26. There's adequate supply of half-day preschool for children ages 3 to 5. And the counties enthusiastically support small businesses and higher education, has engaged a network of agencies involved in supporting the community. As for what is needed in our region, they are as follows. Number one, greater access to special needs services, along with more child care slots for children at birth age to 2, improved efficiency for clear regulations for providers and staff, and transportation, closer access to services. Based on community and council conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in the region. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of the families in the region and share the recommendations with them so they can see how to best meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment. Number one, the region should increase its adaptive and therapeutic services by forming a local group of healthcare providers, school districts, and private companies to ensure needs are being met. Number two, the region should offer more child care slots for children birth age to 2. The lack of child care workforce is a major challenge in adding more child care slots. Helping providers know about funding opportunities and helping local colleges develop and implement a pathway to improve the workforce for providers in the area is critical. Number three, the region should provide a concerted information and educational campaign for parents and caregivers around developmental milestones for the first 3 years and publicize existing programs, streamline information between families and providers, and increase community connections. Number four, the region can improve efficiency and provide clear regulations to parents, providers, and staff, ensure qualifications between ECEC and intersecting agencies align and are transferable. Number five, the region should decrease drive times and reduce wait lists by advocating for more licensed family child care homes. Licensed providers closer to homes reduce travel time. In compiling this report, is our hope that local and state leaders will use this information to advance ECEC services in the region. We will continue our community engagement efforts to expand our local understanding and the ECEC needs of families and providers. If you have further questions about these recommendations or would like to get involved in the work of Birth to 5 Illinois in Region 26, please find our contact information on the front inside cover of this Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment. This summer, we'll be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk to you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood care professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to www.birth5il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer, with council meetings fully resuming in August. I want to say thank you to our state partners for their support and for you for watching. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional webpage at www.birth5il.com/region26. Join our Facebook group or reaching out to me by way of email at plarson@birth5il.com. Links to our pages along with my email address are available within the description below. Thank you for your time. We look forward to connecting with you soon.